3 years ago, Zara's world shattered when Jin-woo chose duty over love. Standing in her cafe, watching the man she loved walk away with his daughter Yuna to marry Minji Jung, she thought her heart would never recover. They became strangers, living separate lives in the same city, both haunted by what they'd lost. But some endings are just pauses, and some loves refuse to stay buried. Let's dive into part 2 of this amazing story. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more daily stories. 3 years later, the morning Zara's life shattered again started with blood. She found it on her doorstep at 5 a.m., a single lotus flower, white petals stained crimson, with a note in Korean that made her hands shake. Some flowers should never bloom. Leave Seoul in 48 hours or your cafe burns with you inside. Zara stood in the pre-dawn darkness, her breath fogging in the November air, and felt the carefully constructed walls around her heart crack. 3 years. 3 years of surviving alone in this city, of building a life from ashes, of pretending she didn't still dream about Jin-woo's face every night. She should call the police. She should be terrified. Instead, she felt something cold settle in her chest, because this wasn't the first threat. It was just the first one that had drawn blood. For 6 months now, small things had been going wrong. Suppliers mysteriously canceling contracts, health inspectors showing up unannounced, finding violations that didn't exist the day before. Regulars quietly mentioned they'd been advised to find a new coffee shop. Her business visa application delayed, then delayed again, bureaucratic red tape that felt deliberately designed to strangle. And through it all, a creeping sensation of being watched. Zara had told herself she was paranoid. That success bred enemies, and running a business as a foreign woman in Seoul meant facing obstacles. But looking at that blood-stained flower, she knew the truth she'd been avoiding. Someone wanted her gone badly enough to kill for it. She took a photo of the threat, then threw the flower away and opened her cafe like nothing was wrong. Because showing fear was showing weakness, and Zara had learned the hard way that weakness got you destroyed. The morning rush came and went. Around 10 a.m., a woman walked in that Zara had never seen before. Expensive suit, cold eyes, the kind of polish that came with serious money. She ordered an Americano and sat in the corner, watching Zara with an intensity that made her skin crawl. At 11, the woman approached the counter. "We should talk," she said in perfect English. "Somewhere private." Every instinct screamed danger. "I don't know you." "No, but I know you. My name is Director Han Seo-yeon. I work for the Park family." The woman smiled, and it was like watching a snake unhinge its jaw. "And I'm here to offer you money to disappear from Seoul, permanently." Zara's blood ran cold. After 3 years of silence, after accepting that Jin-woo had made his choice, and she was nothing but a forgotten chapter in his life, his family was still hunting her. "Get out of my cafe. $5 million US, deposited in any account you want, in any country you choose. All you have to do is leave Korea and never return." I said get out, or we can do this the hard way. Seo-yeon set a manila envelope on the counter. Inside, you'll find evidence that your business visa was obtained through fraudulent means, evidence that you've been operating without proper permits, evidence of a rather inappropriate relationship you had with a minor child 3 years ago, illustrated by these damning photos of you and young Yuna Park. Zara's hands clenched into fists. "Those photos are from when she was 5. When she ran away, I helped her." "Are they?" "The timestamps have been altered. These show a pattern of grooming behavior. Very troubling. Immigration authorities would be especially interested, as would Child Protective Services." Seo-yeon leaned in close. "Mrs. Park didn't appreciate you inserting yourself into her family 3 years ago. The fact that you're still in Seoul, still operating a business just blocks from where her granddaughter goes to school, she considers it a threat." Jin-woo married Minji. He chose his family. I stayed away like he wanted. What more does she need? "She needs you gone, completely. The marriage is delicate. Minji is finally pregnant after 3 years of trying. Mrs. Park won't risk you destabilizing things again. Seo-yeon straightened her jacket. 48 hours. Take the money and run, or we destroy you so thoroughly you'll wish you'd never set foot in this country. She left, and Zara stood frozen behind her counter, customers chatting around her, oblivious to the bomb that had just detonated in her life. Minji was pregnant. Jin-woo was going to have another child, with the woman he'd chosen over Zara. The thought shouldn't hurt after 3 years, but it did. God, it did. Zara closed the cafe early, claiming illness, and went home to her small apartment. She opened the envelope with shaking hands. The fabricated evidence was sophisticated, doctored documents showing visa irregularities that would take months to disprove. Photos of her and Yuna that, without context, looked damning. A foreign woman in her 30s meeting secretly with a young Korean girl. Text messages, somehow obtained, edited to remove context until innocent conversations read like something predatory. It was a masterpiece of character assassination. And it would work. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Your cafe's fire inspection is tomorrow at 9 a.m. It would be a shame if they found something dangerous, like a gas leak. Those can be so deadly. Zara's hands shook so badly she dropped the phone. This wasn't just about destroying her reputation. They were threatening her life. She called the one person in Seoul she trusted. Detective Lee Soo-min, a regular customer who'd become a friend over late-night conversations. Soo-min worked in financial crimes, had connections throughout the police department. They met at a Pojang Matcha, a street food tent where conversation could be disguised as casual dinner. Zara showed her everything, the threats, the fabricated evidence, the photos. Soo-min's face grew progressively darker. Finally, she looked up. This is professional, the kind of thing organized crime uses to eliminate business rivals. Can you help me? I can try. But Zara, if the Park family is really behind this, you're facing an opponent with unlimited money and political connections. Soo-min lowered her voice. There have been rumors. Business rivals who suddenly left Korea, journalists who stopped investigating, a former employee who claimed safety violations ended up arrested for embezzlement that was clearly fabricated. She paused. The Parks don't just destroy their enemies financially, they erase them completely. What are you saying? I'm saying you need to leave Seoul. Tonight. Before this escalates. If I run, I lose everything I've built here. I become exactly what she wants. Better than a corpse. Zara closed her eyes. 3 years ago, she'd lost Jin-woo and Yuna. She'd rebuilt from nothing, created a new life, survived. And now it was all being taken away because she'd committed the crime of existing in the same city as the family that had destroyed her. Send me everything you can find on the Park family, Zara said. Everything. For what? Insurance. She spent the next hours researching, digging, calling in favors from other expats who dealt with powerful Korean families. And slowly, a picture emerged of Mrs. Park that was far darker than she'd imagined. At midnight, Soo-min called. Her voice was shaking. You need to sit down. Zara sat. Park Jin-woo's father didn't die of a heart attack 5 years ago. He died of poisoning. Digoxin poisoning, a heart medication that in large doses causes cardiac arrest, mimicking natural heart failure. The autopsy was botched deliberately. The coroner retired immediately to an expensive villa in Jeju. Soo-min paused. The person who gained most from his death was his wife. She took control of everything. Oh my God. There's more. 3 other people connected to the pharmaceutical company died under suspicious circumstances in the past decade. All ruled natural causes or accidents. All had opposed company practices. Soo-min's voice dropped. Zara, you're dealing with someone who's killed before, multiple times. You need to run. I can't. If I run, she wins. She gets to drive me out of another life, take another home from me. Zara's voice hardened. Send me everything you found, all the evidence. What are you planning? to make sure that if something happens to me, it doesn't go unanswered. The next morning, fire inspectors arrived at 9 a.m. sharp. They were thorough, professional, and clearly looking for something specific. They found it in the back storage room, a gas canister hidden behind supplies leaking slowly. "This is extremely dangerous," the lead inspector said. "We'll have to shut you down immediately." "I didn't put that there," Zara said. "Someone planted it. I'm being threatened." "Ma'am, we'll need to investigate. Until then, this facility is closed." He handed her a violation notice. Minimum 3 months closure, possibly criminal charges for negligence. Zara watched them seal her café, her dream, her sanctuary, everything she'd built, and felt the trap closing. Drive her out of business, then use the time she was vulnerable to finish with the visa fraud and deportation. She had less than 24 hours left. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Café closed? Such a shame. Now imagine if something happened to that elementary school where little Yuna studies. Old wiring, so dangerous, especially in the art room where she has class every Thursday afternoon. Zara's blood turned to ice. They were threatening Yuna now, an 8-year-old child who'd already lost so much. She stood in the cold Seoul mourning, her café sealed behind her, her life crumbling again, and made a decision that terrified her. She had to warn Jin-woo. She hadn't spoken to him in 3 years, hadn't seen him since that night he walked out of her café and her life. Choosing duty over love, Minji over her. The thought of calling him now, of hearing his voice, of reopening wounds that had barely scabbed over, it felt impossible. But Yuna's safety mattered more than her pride. She found his office number. He was CEO now, his mother having stepped back into a chairman role. She called, was transferred 3 times, and finally reached an assistant. "I need to speak with Mr. Park. It's urgent, about his daughter's safety." "Mr. Park doesn't take calls from. Who did you say you were?" "Zara. Just tell him Zara called about Yuna." A long pause. "Please hold." 5 minutes passed. 10. She was about to hang up when a voice came on the line that made her heart stop. "Zara?" Jin-woo's voice was rough, shocked. "Is this really? What's wrong with Yuna?" 3 years of silence shattered by 4 words. Zara's carefully constructed walls crumbled. "Your mother is threatening her," she said. "Threatening me. She wants me to leave Seoul, and she's using Yuna's school as leverage." "What? My mother wouldn't—" "Your mother is a murderer, Jin-woo." The words came out harsh. "She killed your father, probably others, and now she's threatening to hurt Yuna if I don't disappear." Silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. "How do you know about my father?" His voice had changed, gone cold. "I had someone investigate after your mother's people started threatening me. Jin-woo, I have evidence. Autopsy reports, financial records, everything. Your mother is not who you think she is. You're lying. This is some kind of revenge for you choosing Minji over me 3 years ago." Bitterness flooded her voice. "Trust me, I've had 3 years to get over that. I'm calling because despite everything, I won't let an innocent child get hurt. Check Yuna's school. Check the art room wiring. See if there have been recent maintenance visits that weren't authorized. Zara, I'm leaving Seoul tonight. Your mother wins. But promise me you'll protect Yuna. Promise me you'll look into what I'm telling you about your father. And promise me," her voice broke, "promise me you'll keep her safe, even from your own family if you have to." She hung up before he could respond, before the sound of his voice could break her completely. That evening, she packed a single bag, 3 years in Seoul, reduced to 1 suitcase. She was throwing the bag in her car when someone grabbed her arm. She spun, heart racing, and found herself face to face with Jin-woo. He looked terrible, haggard, sleep-deprived, his expensive suit rumpled. His eyes were red-rimmed, and he was staring at her like she was a ghost. "You're really leaving," he said. "Your mother gave me 48 hours. I'm taking 36 to be safe." "I checked the school. You were right. Someone accessed the art room's electrical system 2 days ago. A maintenance crew that wasn't scheduled, wasn't authorized. His voice was shaking. I confronted my mother. She denied everything. But the way she looked at me, she's dangerous, Jin-woo. More dangerous than you know. I read the file you had delivered to my office, the evidence about my father. His face crumpled. Is it real? Did she really? I think so, but I'm not a detective. You'd need to. I had our family lawyer pull the original autopsy, the one that was supposedly lost in a file room flood 3 years ago. It wasn't lost. It was hidden, and it shows exactly what you said, digoxin poisoning. Jin-woo looked like he might be sick. My mother killed my father, and I've been working for her, trusting her, letting her near my daughter for 5 years, not knowing. He broke, a sound of pure anguish tearing from his throat. An instinct overrode 3 years of hurt. Zara stepped forward, wrapped her arms around him, held him while he shattered. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry you had to learn this. She threatened you, he said against her shoulder. She threatened Yuna. She killed my father. What else has she done that I don't know about? I don't know. But Jin-woo, you need to protect Yuna. Get her away from your mother, tonight. He pulled back, his hands gripping her arms. Come with us, please. We'll leave Seoul together, all of us. You have a wife, Zara said gently, Minji, who's pregnant with your child. His face twisted with something complicated, guilt, regret, pain. Minji and I, it's not what you think. We're not, the marriage is. He stopped, shaking his head. It doesn't matter. What matters is keeping you safe, keeping Yuna safe. I am keeping us safe by leaving. Running isn't safe. My mother has reach everywhere. If she wants to hurt you, distance won't stop her. Then what do you suggest? Jin-woo's expression hardened into something Zara had never seen before, pure, cold rage. I suggest we destroy her first. They didn't leave Seoul that night. Instead, they went to war. Jin-woo moved Yuna to a secure location, a family friend's home in Busan, with private security he trusted. He told Minji there was a threat against the family, didn't mention Zara's involvement. Minji, 6 months pregnant and fragile, was moved to her parents' home with her own security detail. And then Jin-woo did something that shocked Zara. He called a press conference. I have evidence, he announced to a room full of journalists, that my mother, Park Hye-jin, murdered my father 5 years ago. I also have evidence of multiple other suspicious deaths connected to our family's pharmaceutical company. I'm calling for a full criminal investigation. The media exploded. Within hours, it was the top story in Korea. Park Pharmaceuticals' stock crashed. Police opened an investigation, and Jin-woo's mother, for the first time in her life, lost control of the narrative. She called Jin-woo that night, her voice icy with rage. You've destroyed everything I built, everything your father and I created. You killed him, Jin-woo said, his voice dead. You murdered my father and made me complicit by keeping me ignorant. I did what was necessary. He was weak, like you're being weak now. That woman has poisoned your mind. Her name is Zara, and she's the only one who told me the truth while my own family has been lying to me for years. He paused. Turn yourself in, or I release everything, not just about father, but about the others. The journalist, the whistleblower, all of it. You're bluffing. Try me. The line went dead. 2 hours later, men in black suits arrived at the safe house where Jin-woo and Zara were hiding. Not the police. Private security. They surrounded the building. Jin-woo's phone rang. His mother. Last chance. Stop this crusade. Fire that foreign whore, and I might let you keep your daughter. Continue, and you'll learn what I'm really capable of. We're surrounded by police. Jin-woo lied. Anything you do now will only make things worse. Police? His mother laughed. Those are my people. Half the Seoul police force is on my payroll. Did you really think you could outmaneuver me? The power cut out. Emergency lights flickered on. Zara grabbed Jin-woo's arm. We need to leave, now. They ran for the back exit and found it blocked. More security. They were trapped. Jin-woo! His mother's voice came through a megaphone outside. Send out the woman and we'll talk. Keep protecting her, and this ends badly for both of you. Zara looked at Jin-woo in the dim emergency lighting. You should let me go. You have Yuna to think about. Minji, your baby. No. His voice was steel. I chose wrong 3 years ago. I let fear make my decisions. I sacrificed you to protect Yuna, and all I did was give my mother more power over all of us. He cupped her face. I'm not making that mistake again. You'll lose everything. I already lost everything when I lost you. His eyes were fierce. This time, we will fight together, or we will go down together. Footsteps in the hallway. They were coming. Jin-woo pulled out his phone, made a call. Do it. Send everything to every news outlet, international media too. Everything about the murders, the corruption, all of it. Send it now. Jin-woo, what are you... Insurance, he said. My mother's power comes from controlling information, so we're making sure the information can't be controlled. Within minutes, every major news outlet in Korea and several international ones received detailed dossiers about Park Hae-jin's crimes, evidence of murders, financial corruption, political bribes, decades of illegal activity, all documented and verified. The story broke like a tsunami, and outside the safe house, the men in black suits got phone calls, retreated, disappeared into the night. Because even Park Hae-jin's power had limits, and that limit was worldwide media attention and criminal evidence too solid to bury. The police, real police this time, from a special investigations unit arrived to take Jin-woo and Zara's statements. His mother was arrested within hours. The pharmaceutical company's board voted to remove her. Everything she'd built crumbled in a single night, but victory felt hollow. Because Jin-woo was now the head of a company in crisis, a family torn apart, married to a woman he didn't love, while the woman he did love was still planning to leave Korea. Stay, he said to Zara as dawn broke over Seoul. They were at a police station, exhausted, traumatized, but alive. Please, we survived this. We can survive anything. You're married, Jin-woo. You have a baby coming. I can't... Minji and I had an agreement, he said quietly. The marriage was never real. It was an arrangement to satisfy my family, to end the custody battle. We're friends, business partners, but we don't. We've never... He struggled for words. The baby was IVF, my mother's insistence. Minji wanted a child. I wanted to give Yuna a sibling, but it wasn't. There's no romance, no love. We live separate lives under the same roof. Zara felt like the ground was shifting. Does she know about me? She knows I'm in love with someone else. She's known from the beginning. Jin-woo took her hands. I can't leave her while she's pregnant. I won't do that. But Zara, once the baby is born, once Minji is safe and recovered, I'm ending the marriage. We've already discussed it. She wants to be free, too. And then what? We just pick up where we left off? No, we start over, properly this time. No family pressure, no impossible choices, no sacrificing each other for other people's expectations. His voice broke. I know I hurt you. I know I chose wrong. But if you can forgive me, if you can give me another chance, I swear I'll spend the rest of my life making it right. Zara looked at this man who'd just destroyed his own mother to protect her, who'd risked everything when 3 years ago he'd been too afraid to risk anything, who'd finally chosen her. I need time, she said. I need to process everything that's happened, and you need to sort out your life, the company, Minji, the baby, Yuna. How much time? I don't know. Months, maybe a year. Pain flashed across his face, but he nodded. I'll wait, however long it takes. And I'm staying in Seoul, rebuilding my cafe, living my life, not waiting around for you, but not running away either. I wouldn't expect anything less. They stood in the harsh fluorescent lighting of the police station, two people who'd been destroyed and remade by love and loss, and Zara felt something shift in her chest. Not forgiveness, not yet, but possibility. "Ask me again," she said, "in a year, when your life is sorted out and you're free. Ask me again, and we'll see where we both are." Jin-woo smiled, a real smile, the first she'd seen in 3 years. It's a date. 1 year later. Zara's cafe had been rebuilt, bigger than before. The scandal had actually helped business. People came to see the foreign woman who brought down the Park family. She'd become a minor celebrity, been interviewed by international news outlets, even written a book about her experience. Minji had given birth to a healthy baby girl. The divorce had gone through smoothly. Minji kept the baby and a generous settlement. Jin-woo kept Yoona and his freedom. They'd remained friends, co-parenting with a civility that made Zara believe their marriage really had been just an arrangement. Jin-woo's mother was in prison, awaiting trial for murder. The company had been restructured under new leadership. Jin-woo had stepped back from day-to-day operations, focusing instead on rebuilding his relationship with Yoona, who was now 9 years old and had very strong opinions about everything, especially about Zara. It was a Saturday morning when they came into the cafe together, Jin-woo and Yoona looking excited. Yoona walked up to the counter, serious and formal in a way that was almost comical. "Miss Zara, may I speak with you? It's important." Zara smiled, came around the counter, knelt down to Yoona's level. "Of course, sweetheart, what's up?" "I've been thinking about what happened 3 years ago, about why you left." Yoona's voice was very small. "Dad explained it to me, how he made you go because he was scared, how my grandmother was threatening everyone, how you left to keep me safe. That's right. I was really mad at you for a long time. I know, you had every right to be. But now I understand." Yoona looked at her father, then back at Zara. "And I wanted to say, if Dad asks you to be part of our family again, I want you to say yes, because I remember how happy we were when you were around, and I miss that. I miss you." Zara's eyes filled with tears. "Oh, Yoona, I know you're not my real mom. I know I had a mom who died, and that's sad, and I still miss her sometimes. But Dad says you can love more than one person. That love doesn't replace people. It just adds to them." Yoona took a deep breath. "So if you want to, I'd like you to be like a mom to me, if that's okay." Zara pulled her into a hug, this brave little girl who'd survived so much loss. "I would love that more than anything." Yoona hugged her back fiercely, then whispered, "Dad's going to ask you something now, just so you're prepared." She pulled away, grinning mischievously, and ran back to a table, leaving Zara and Jin-woo alone. Jin-woo stepped forward, and Zara saw he was shaking. "It's been a year," he said. "My life is sorted out. I'm free, and I'm here to ask what I should have asked 3 or maybe 4 years ago, what I was too much of a coward to fight for." He got down on one knee, pulling a small box from his pocket. "Zara, I can't promise you an easy life. My family is complicated, my past is messy, and I come with a 9-year-old daughter who has opinions about everything. But I can promise you that I will choose you every single day. No more running, no more sacrificing us for other people's expectations, no more being too afraid to fight for what matters." His voice broke. "I love you. I've loved you since the moment you stood in the rain and protected my daughter. And if you'll have me, all of us, I promise to spend the rest of my life making sure you never regret saying yes." Zara looked at him, this man who'd been broken and rebuilt, who'd learned the hard way what mattered and what didn't, who'd finally become brave enough to choose love over fear. She thought about 3 years of pain, of being left, of rebuilding alone, of learning to survive without him. And then she thought about Yoona's face lighting up, about morning baking sessions and terrible dad jokes and the family they'd almost been, about second chances and hard-won wisdom and love that survived even when everything tried to kill it. Yes, she said. Yes to all of it. Jin-woo's face transformed with joy. He slipped the ring on her finger, stood, pulled her into a kiss that felt like coming home after years of wandering. Yuna cheered from her table. The cafe's customers applauded. And Zara, who'd lost everything twice and rebuilt from nothing both times, finally got her happy ending. Not the one she'd imagined 3 years ago. Not perfect or uncomplicated or without scars, but real, hard-won, and absolutely worth fighting for. She'd found love, lost it, survived without it, and found it again. And this time, she was keeping it, no matter what. If this story left you breathless, if you felt every twist and hard-won victory, hit that like button and subscribe for more daily updates. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in second chances? Sometimes the most beautiful love stories are the ones that force us to be brave enough to fight for them twice. Thank you for joining me on Zara and Jin-woo's journey through darkness to light. See you in my next story.